Let me tell you about a fella called Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor who ruled the most powerful empire on earth. He understood something most people never will. He once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realise this and you will find strength." Core, blimey, did you hear him? This wasn't poetry. This wasn't philosophy for comfort. This was survival knowledge. Even an emperor could not control the world, but Marcus knew he could control himself. Marcus Aurelius was the most powerful man in the world. He commanded armies. He ruled over millions. His word could change the fate of entire nations. And yet, almost every night, he went to bed knowing tomorrow could bring disaster. Plagues swept through Rome. His closest generals betrayed him. His own children died young. His body was in constant pain from illness. There were no modern medicines, no comfort, no escape. And here's the part most people don't understand. Marcus Aurelius never wrote his famous words for anyone else. Meditations was his private journal, a place where an emperor reminded himself not to lose control. While ruling an empire, he would write things like, "Do not be overheard complaining, even to yourself." Imagine that. A man with absolute authority reminding himself to stay calm, not because life was easy, but because life was brutal. The moment that defines him. There is a story told about Marcus during the Marcomannic Wars. Rome was under threat. The army was exhausted, supplies were low, and disease was spreading fast. Any other ruler would have panicked, blamed generals, lashed out. Marcus didn't. He stayed with his soldiers, ate the same food, slept in the same cold camps, endured the same suffering. Why? Because he understood something timeless. If the leader loses control, everything collapses. The soldiers didn't follow him because he was emperor. They followed him because he was unshaken. Why this matters to you? You may not lead armies. You may not rule an empire. But you face your own battles, deadlines, pressure, money, people who test your patience, situations you didn't choose. And just like Marcus, you don't control those events. What you do control is whether you panic or remain steady, whether you react emotionally or respond with discipline. Marcus Aurelius didn't conquer the world by force. He conquered himself. And that is why his words still matter nearly 2,000 years later. The lesson. The story of Marcus Aurelius teaches one brutal truth. Power is not control over others. Power is control over yourself. And the moment you master that, no situation can break you. The illusion of control. From the moment you wake up, the world is just raging on. News, noise, opinions, other people's emotions, other people's expectations. You complain, you blame, you could be sitting in traffic longer than you want. Without realising it, you hand over your power. Marcus Aurelius would look at this and see danger, not danger from the world, danger from inside, because the moment something external controls your emotions, you are no longer free. What Stoic power really is. You don't need to be the loudest in the room. Stoic power doesn't need to announce itself, and it certainly does not beg for validation. Stoic power is self-command. It is the skill to stay calm when other people panic and stay focused when others scatter. Marcus Aurelius was an absolute legend. Caesar led armies. He governed millions. He lived surrounded by betrayal, sickness, war and death. And yet, in his private journal, he constantly reminded himself, you do not control events, you control your response. That is real dominance. Most people believe strength comes from changing their circumstances. If I had more money, if people respected me, but Stoicism says something brutally true. Life will never be fair. People will never behave how you want, and the world owes you nothing. Once you accept harsh reality, something incredible happens. You stop wasting energy fighting reality, and you begin building something far more valuable. The discipline of the mind. Marcus Aurelius believed your mind must be trained, just like the body. If you train your body but neglect your mind, you become strong but fragile. If you train your mind, then trust me, nothing can break you. Every thought is a choice, and every reaction is a decision. Anger is optional, fear is optional, despair is optional. This doesn't mean you feel nothing like some sort of nutter. It means you do not obey every emotion. You observe, you decide, you act. Wealth, power, and inner control. Here's something a very few people talk about. The wealthiest individuals are not emotionally reactive. Think about it. They are not impulsive. They are not controlled by ego, and they most certainly don't chase validation. They move slowly. They think deeply. They act deliberately. Listen, don't forget to like and subscribe. You'd be doing me a massive favour. Now, where was I? Oh yeah, Marcus Aurelius. He understood this centuries before modern business existed, because emotional control is strategic advantage. When you are calm, you make better decisions. You outlast people who burn themselves out. Luxury is peace under pressure. Daily Stoic practice. Marcus Aurelius didn't just think this way, he practiced it daily. Each morning he prepared his mind for difficulty. He expected disrespect, delays and all the above. Not because he's a bitter old fella, he did it to be prepared. Imagine starting each day, ready for anything to come. Today the battlefield has changed, but the war is the same. Social media tries to hijack your attention. Comparison tries to poison your self-worth. Comfort tries to weaken your discipline. Stoicism cuts through all of it. It teaches you to master yourself, and nothing else matters. The silent edge. The strongest people don't explain themselves. They don't argue online. They don't chase trends. They build quietly. They grow relentlessly. Marcus Aurelius ruled the world, yet wrote his thoughts in private, never intending them to be read. That alone tells you everything. True power does not perform. The final realization. Read this slowly. Nothing outside you has power over you unless you allow it. Not people, not money, not circumstances. The moment you realise this, you stop being a victim of life and become its master. That is what Marcus Aurelius meant. That is Stoicism. And that is the kind of strength that never fades. There is a place where Marcus Aurelius still stands today. In Rome, at Piazza del Campidoglio, his statue watches over the city nearly 2,000 years later. And inside the Capitoline museums, the original statue remains. Preserved in silence. If you ever find yourself there, stand still for a moment and remember what he knew. True power is not outside you, it is within. So remember this, you cannot control the world, you cannot control people, you cannot control events, but you can always control your mind. That is what Marcus Aurelius understood, and that is why his words still matter today. Strength is not loud, power is not emotional, true dominance is calm, disciplined and silent. If this message resonated with you, if it sharpened your thinking even slightly, take a moment to support the channel. Like the video, subscribe and follow for more timeless wisdom on discipline, power, and self-mastery, because mastering the world starts with mastering yourself.